I want to give her a chance. The reason my initial reaction will be skeptical because it's easy. People come and talk about such an agenda. I want to talk about, and I'm going to mention names. A former MD of the Nigerian Film Corporation, the engineer, the builder. Somebody from outside came in, and then came in, and it's like I want to learn, I want to. And he made a bogus appointment. Appointed several of us members of an advisory board. We just visited Jones once, twice. That was the end of it. And nothing ever happened after that. I was also recently appointed into the mobilization committee for the National Film Festival Zuma, and I don't have access to the people from the organization. And I'm wondering, you are giving me a big bogus title. Are you priming me to fail or what? I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. But I'm willing to give this minister a chance. I will not leave the sins of the fathers on the children, in manner of speaking.
Let's give her a chance. That's what you're saying.
Yes. So what I'm trying to say is, for anyone who is smart and wise at a time like this, the creative economy is a low-hanging fruit. Truth is, this is the one sector where entry barrier is very, very low. You don't have to go. To be a doctor, you have to spend not less than 7 years. Including housemanship, and by the time you add NYC, in short, just be prepared for 8 to 10 years. If you add ASU, it could take you 15 years after secondary school if you're not careful. Same for the others. But if you're gifted as a musician, you can be, what's it called? Is it Portable? What's that guy's name? Zazu. You can be Zazu. You don't have to have all the degrees. And you don't have to have all the degrees. And your talent, whatever you came with your birthday suit, is enough to make you someone. Right. Okay? And so it has taken quite a lot of young people off the streets. And when we talk about the creative economy right now, it's so wide. There's such a convergence of media right now that, tech, which is, if you look at California, which is an example of where tech meets entertainment, for instance, from Silicon Valley to Hollywood itself, you find that there's a convergence of media right now. Both of them work like hand in gloves. And so this is a space that can take all the young people, and create jobs for them. And we can also take leadership in the world. You can see what's happening with Afrobeats right now, where one individual, what he makes in a day, 30 local government areas in one shoot, 30 local government areas, the IGR may not even be up to that.
Let me pause you there. What a musician, Afrobeat musician, makes in one concert may not be what 30 local governments can make.
In a month.
Let me pause you there. We'll return to that line of thought. Let me welcome Dejitoye again. What do you think of the 8-point agenda of the minister? We're sending her a memo. And do we have a secretary yet who's writing our thoughts? Because this is going to be a super memo to her. So I'm passing this to you. What do you think of the 8-point agenda? Oh, you have one.
Yes. Hello. Okay. Thank you, Funke. I went through the 8-point agenda. I think it's good. What I saw there, nonetheless, is that if you read the entirety, you see that some of them are. You expect 8-point agenda to be action points. What are we going to do to arrive at our particular results? But you see that some of them are actually the outcome we are looking for, while some of them are about the action that we will take, So that already signals that, these are just broad ideas that are being teased out by the minister. So if I go through, I'd like to do that. So out of the 8, if you, out of the 8, if you look at number, I don't know actually number, but from the report that I got, if you look at number 6, elevating Nigeria's GDP, to top 20 global, and then making the arts contribute 5% of what is envisioned to be a 1 trillion GDP economy in 2030, which means that arts and culture alone will be responsible for about 50 billion USD by 2030. Now that's an outcome. Something like make Nigeria's creative industry, make Nigeria Africa's creative capital, creating more jobs, more inbound visitors, and more local opportunities. Those are also like outcome. This is where we want to arrive at 2030. Now, whereas some of them are actually the action points, what are we going to do? So things like prioritizing skills development, things like fast-tracking improvement in creation and implementation of policy. So those are the things that I expect that members of the community, guilds, associations should begin to pay attention to. Not just in terms of, in terms of engagement to actually understand the policy landscape that we have today, not just the national culture policy, also the different international instruments that we are signed up to, because I've attended my engagement with the community over the years to know to see that we don't engage enough on some of these policies, and there are policies that are meant to drive government policy, that are meant to drive government intervention in the sector. So those are things that we should begin to look at: fast-tracking improvement in creation and policy, securing and safeguarding creation of artists and content. So, for example, if you look at one of the things that came to me in the last couple of months, when one Nigerian artist died, I mean, Minister Ohai spoke about how people are making it big in Afrobeats now. But you also see that the structure of that industry is such, of that sector is such that there are winners and losers, You see that the story of Mohbad is a story of almost like there's no defense, for certain segments of that community.
Like a lot of them are vulnerable.
They are very vulnerable to, So these are things that there are policies for. Nigeria has signed up to instruments, for some of these things. I mean, they are there. And we are not using those instruments. If we go to something like, there's something under the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which also intersects with the arts, artistic freedom and all of that, which is implicated in the Mohbad case. There is a periodic 5-yearly universal periodic review that Nigeria does. Now, if we go and read, I think we are currently preparing for the 4th one, which is meant to be delivered early next year. If we look historically at what has been done over the years, if we see, one of the phases is actually engagement with stakeholders. You tend not to see Nigerian, guilds being involved.
Is it Nigerian guilds or the Nigerian government? Because Mr. Ohai is here.
Sorry, let me speak about this. Nigerian government, let me tell you something, right from the perspective of international instrument. Nigeria is a mainstream player. And what that means is that Nigeria submits all the regulatory reports. All the reports are meant to deliver on our instrument, we submit it. But what the civil servants, what they count on is that stakeholders are not engaging. They are not going to engage.
So stakeholders are not engaging. Let me pause you there. I'll return to that. Let me come to you, Dr. Shola Adeyemi, over there where you are. Let's have your views about the 8-point agenda of Minister Anatu. Can you hear us?
Well, thank you very much, moderator. Can you hear me very well?
Yes, indeed.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes.
Okay, yes, thank you very much. When I saw the 8-point agenda, I first of all laughed very heartily that 4 months after the appointment of the minister, she came up with these 8 points, which are huge programs, and as Toye said, some of them are meant for implementation, some of them are policy statements, but to me they sound like the military government's agendas of the 1970s, of Gowon, and 1980s, of Babangida, where they just announced something that they wanted to do, they want to achieve, but they have no way, no pros of achieving all these things. I mean, all these 8 points have been set up before you have even set up what you call the establishment of the Creative Economy Advisory Board or Advisory Council. So there's no council, there's no support system, but you have all these points. It seems like a wish list for this government. And it seems to me like something that you put together that you want people to see. Say, yeah, we are doing something. We are really interested in our cultural heritage. We're interested in tourism. We're interested to target growth in the creative industries. We want to be involved in the digital transformation and all these things, which are empty noises until you actually set up the system to do these things. Well, I mean, I hear what Mr. Haya said. These are already being done in the creative economy, but these are not government initiatives. The government has no input in the Afrobeat music. The government has no input in the theater industry. The government has no input in the festivals that are happening. The festivals that should be part of what we are calling the cultural heritage preservation. Museums are dead. There's no library. The education system is just created for people to just learn by rote to be administrators or colonial administrators as it is in those days. For me, these are good ideas only if the system is put in place to achieve them. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a public-private partnership. That is what Cora is there for. That is what Cora has been talking about for the past 20, 25 years. Let us associate with you. Let us come up with a program, or we have programs. How do we do it with government involvement? And government is always talking. Like Mr. Oai says, talking, or as German says, So, sorry, not Mr. Oai, Dr. Oai. I'm just so emotional this evening. I think I'll stop here. I do have some specific responses to all the 8 points, but let Dr. Odutola come in here before I talk on the specific.
Right, thank you for your thoughts, Dr. Adeyemi. Let's come to Dr. Odutola. The 8 points agenda, what are your thoughts? Generally now, we'll come back to the specifics.
Thank you very much, moderator, for your expert handling so far of the proceedings. I would like to start in form of a letter. Dear Minister of Arts and Culture, I hope this memo meets you well. On behalf of the creative sector, we, 3 wise men and a woman, would like to send to you our sincere gratitude for coming up with a very comprehensive agenda. But we would like to refer you to Elder Tony Akyosho, who says that at every meeting, there should always be minutes of the last meeting. I am aware that you might not be present at the various meetings that we've held, but we would like to submit to you minutes of the last meeting. We have superimposed on your 8-point agenda an agenda that came just before you. And that was an acronym called WET. In your 8-point agenda, we can see that you have taken into consideration the welfare of Nigerian artists, exchange of Nigerian artists, and training of Nigerian artists. The title of our memo to you is Kosomu Tutulabe Ono. There is nothing new under the sun. And you have done a good job of articulating what has been said over and over again. I align myself with the other 3 wise men and the woman who have analyzed the nature of your 8-point agenda. You have put the cart before the horse, which is not unusual, because it is so difficult in a mixed-up economy to understand the position of culture. In the capitalist terms, culture is one of the soft powers for diplomacy. It is one of the modes of motivation. And we know that government is always expecting returns on investment. Dear Minister, we appreciate the condition in which you are in. The mantra of your administration is a renewed hope. And you have rightly put it that you want Nigeria to be the creative capital of Africa. Dear Madam, it is not possible to be a creative capital without capital injection. We need massive funding in some areas. We need support system in other areas. Before the end of this, I shall conclude this memo, which of course you know that in every memory there is memo. And we would urge you to go back into the memory bank and look at some of the things that have been done, suggestions that have been made, and let's start from there. What you have given us is what we call food for thought. We have been thinking in the last 3 decades. What remains to be seen and done are action points. Dear Madam Minister, I will pause this letter here to allow the other wise men and the woman to contribute. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Shall we give him a round of applause? It's a very thoughtful letter written there. In every memory, there is a memo. Food for thought, time for action points. Thank you very much, Dr. Kole Adeodutola, being part of this from Gainesville in Florida. Okay, so now that we've heard the thoughts of our panelists, let's come to some of the points you've raised. The minister talked about the Creative Economy Advisory Council. We heard Dr. Adeyemi talk about lack of system. Where is the system? How did the minister arrive at all of these? Did she have a meeting with the stakeholders? You have talked about these bogus appointments and bogus, plans, and then it's the proper running of all of these. Let's come to the advisory council. What should we begin to expect? What do we expect to have the constitution of the advisory council, first of all? Hopefully you'll be there this time and then you will have access.
First of all, let me thank you for an important question you asked, but you tried to say, did they consult?
Yes.
That's a very important one. I want to talk about, and in developmental circles, this story is very popular, about, I'll give you one of the versions. This was said to have happened in Cameroon, where they wanted to do some sort of inclusiveness with the pygmies, and then they got one of them into parliament, and then said, what can we do for people? And they just to show that they decided, look, water was a big issue for them. So they decided to build borehole right in the center of town, in the midst of the people. And they were supposed to be very happy. Instead of going very far to fetch water, now they had to come. The water was right in their midst. Guess what? The pygmy representative was never brought back to power. You know why? They were not happy at all, because every time, they did not consult them before asking them what they want. And the reason is that when they found out, they said, if they had asked them, that was not their priority, because that water they brought, every time the kids go to fetch water. That's when daddy and mommy have time to play Man U and Chelsea. And now they just go there and come back. There is no time again for intimacy and privacy. If they had consulted them, they would have found out that they would have preferred something else. That water was not their problem. Sometimes we sit and think that that is what the issue is. In recent times, I've been at several meetings where certain people have purported to be representing the industry. They are thinking on our behalf. And I'm wondering, you are not a practitioner. You may have all the brain, you think you know all that is going on, but you are not wearing the shoe. You cannot know where it pinches us. They have sat down there and held some people in government captive, and they are designing policies and things like that. And then when they are finished, they invite us to come and rubber stamp. And then let me put it out there, and I hope the minister hears. At least in Hollywood, the industry is now one. All the guilds have come together under one umbrella. Before now, what they used to divide us or to cheat us is to say, we don't know who to talk to. They are not together. Yeah. That was a lie that they were always, who do we talk to? We don't know who to talk to. That's why we just invite you and who we want and all that. But finally, these current guild heads are smart and they say, okay, is that the problem? No, wahala. We have come under a federation. And we will now speak with one voice. Under this federation, it's not just, it's all the stakeholders, including cinema. They are represented by the presidents of all the guilds, including cinema distributors, the cinema owners, the writers, directors, producers, everybody. They are MOPA, the Northern Group. They are all IPANANTAP, all of them, under one umbrella. So that lie does not exist anymore, and they don't like it. Now, I got a memo. We are going to visit they called me, they sent me a letter, I saw it this afternoon, in my individual capacity, my company name, inviting us to see the vice president next tomorrow. We're traveling tomorrow. The same divide and rule. They are not speaking to the federation. What they have done now is they are calling individuals to come there, and the letter they sent me was in my company's name. Ignoring the fact that if we don't talk about federation, I'm the head of the federation. But even if we ignore that, I'm the president of the Directors Guild. At least in that official capacity. If we're discussing something for the creative industry, I should be able to go and speak there in that capacity. So they pick and choose randomly. Some of us they cannot ignore. Maybe that's why we are being invited. So when we get there, we cannot come and say, they'll say, well, you are not invited here in that capacity, we just invited you in your individual capacity. This has gone on for so long. Madam Minister, please, I needed to say this. Madam Minister, the industry is now one. If you want to talk to the Federation. If you want the 100 people, the 100 people will still come, but just know that an industry now exists where people were telling you that there was none. Be aware that there is now one body, at least for Nollywood. Now, the main thrust of your question, what was that part again?
Well, I was talking about the advisory council, the constitution of the advisory council.
When you talk about advisory council, the constitution, some people have positioned themselves. They have positioned themselves. They are there, they have held the minister hostage. She's not hearing from anybody. Since she got there, we have not had access to her. I speak to you as a leader in the industry. We have not had access. Some people have cornered her. They are the ones who have positioned themselves. And up to the advisory council, they will be the ones who either pick and choose or from the advisory council. They go there, they speak all the grammar, and they do not produce anything. They are not in the industry. Grammar is not what has made this industry. It is hard work. It is people in Asaba. The so-called people you talk that are making small movies. They are providing jobs every day. If they did what they did, the so-called intellectuals and the businessmen and lawyers are now making films would never have been in this industry.
Thank you.
We cannot ignore them.
Thank you very much. That applause is so needful for all that we've heard. Let me come to you, Digitoye. You've talked about instruments, policy instruments that the Nigerian government should be a part of. I want to bring you back to that strand of thoughts. Can you just revisit and finish your thoughts on that?
Okay. As I said, Nigeria is integrated to a number of instruments, and so it's not even that government should have been part of it. What I said is that these are additional tools that stakeholders within the industry should actually be engaging. Because I know that, as I said, Nigeria is in the international arena. What that means is that Nigeria is the kind of country that tends to want to be good internationally. We submit all the periodic reports we need to submit on all the instruments. What I said is that because stakeholders sometimes do not engage so much with a whole lot of these instruments, the reporting procedure, requirements for stakeholder engagement, within those procedures, then what tends to happen is that bureaucrats within the industries make this like a secret. Just send your report. If you go online to the platforms of these international organizations, you see that Nigeria, if you look at Africa, they say that there are only 5 countries that are complying regularly with submission of reports, and Nigeria is one of them. And then when you look at the report, and when you say, okay, which are, because they report on all the procedures and all the phases, stakeholder engagement, yes. You may look at it and you may find out that some, you want to look at the kind of federation that Mr. Rice spoke about. You want to see, did ANA engage, did SMA engage, did the directors of Nigeria engage in this? But you see some foreign organizations and all of that.
In other words, the documents are put together by civil servants, excluding
yes, and then they comply with all of the requirements. They get their stakeholders, But I know that these are not the stakeholders that I want to see. These are not the stakeholders who are involved, within the, the stakeholders in Nigeria. That's what I'm saying. So that's very important. I thought that portion of the agenda of the minister is very important. So this is the time that stakeholders within the Nigeria then need to familiarize themselves with all of the basic instruments and make sure that they are engaged with all of those. Now let me also quickly piggyback on that and talk about something. In 2010, I was involved with I think you mentioned like that.
Hold it there. Let me let Dr. Hai respond to your point about the media rights.
There's something I want to say. I wasn't going back. I just wanted to say that to my interest.
Okay.
But what you find out is the Presidential Committee on Taxation again is currently engaged. You understand? In collating reports and all that. So artists and stakeholders within the art community who are interested in issues of taxation within the creative sector should also be engaging with that community at the moment. That's just what I want to say.
Okay. Dr. Hai, would you like to respond?
I find it embarrassing that we now have what is called a co-production treaty with South Africa. No industry person was engaged, was involved. Only evil servants. How can you take a decision on my behalf? The South Africans will come with their brightest and their best to sit at table. And a medical doctor is in a team of civil servants to go and discuss co-production with South Africa. Your term is tenured. You will soon go. You don't know the implication for us. The South Africans have great negotiators in their team. They know what's best for them. And then I'm going to say a lot today because they went to the minister. And I hope she hears. I'm not looking for anything from them. So I will speak as it is. My duty to my industry, not to the government people. Okay? They go. I keep talking and saying, no, don't worry. When it's ready, we will see. What? Till tomorrow, we don't know the contents of that co-production treaty. That was written on our behalf. So what am I going to discuss my South African co-production partner? No, I've not finished. Then they said they were going to have a meeting in Durban. They got all heads of guild. I ready to spill beans today. Scatter ground. I'm not joking. They said all of us that all that we the trip will go to South Africa. Government wants us to go there and then engage with them at the Durban Festival for this thing. Government is not paying for us, and we want us to go there and endorse whatever it is they're doing. They say, no, you pay for yourself. We don't have money. You buy your ticket, you pay your accommodation, you pay your visa fee. Okay, if you afford, say, okay, no problem. For the sake of the industry, let us do it. Guess what? We went. I have never ever been refused the South African visa in my life. And I travel there regularly. For the first time in my life, they turned down my visa. Head of guild, a government delegation. And then the embarrassing part of it is that my own government will not fight and say, can you embarrass my industry leaders like this? You know why? Because I heard that there were people who were not. Somebody reliably told me when they apologized to me later, the ambassador that they heard that they carried village people and put in the visa at the scattered ground today. Carry village people from the list. When they discovered they just cancelled everybody.
Oh wow.
It's embarrassing. How can we do that? Okay. So nothing happened. They take my visa to South Africa. I'm not finished. You just calm down. It's a memo to the minister. He go here. You understand what I'm saying? Now, this is something that we're supposed to do. So as I speak to you, as I speak to you, both in my capacity as the head of the federation or as president of the Directors Guild, I don't know what color or temperature, excuse my English, that co-production tree is or looks like. I have no idea. And they have not defied us with even to say okay, let's give you a summary of it. We don't know jack about it.
In other words, the memo is your 8-point agenda is good. We hear you, we see you. However, engage stakeholders,
not technocrats, even whatever server. Talk to us. We make the movies, we make the music, we make the arts, we make things happen.
Right. Thank you very much, Dr. Victor. Hi there. President of Guilds, President, Directors Guild of Nigeria. Let me come to you, Dr. Odutola. You were as a brain behind WET, WET. Talk to us about that vision of yours in relation to the 8-point agenda of Minister Hanatu.
Sorry, I've not finished. I remember what I wanted to say. Guess what? The money I paid for visa, they asked all of us to send our receipts. And I was wondering why. Minister, just in case, please probe them. Maybe they are going to use it to pay claims. And say they paid for us. I paid my visa fee, everybody paid. If you are hearing Madam Minister, please send your auditors. Find out if they have made claims based on the they said, no, we just wanted to use it to blah, blah. These evil servants, I don't trust them.
Right.
They have used it to go and make a payment that they paid visa fee for us. Madam Minister, please probe it. Check and find out what they did with the receipts that they collected from us. They did not pay a single dime for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So let's come to you, Dr. Tola, now. The question is your WET in relation to the 8-point agenda of the minister. Can you hear us?
Thank you very much. I'm going to limit time. Yes, I can hear you. There is one theory that is in development, which is called Nollywoodization. Nollywoodization is after the sociological Coca-Colaization. And what it means is that what Nollywoodization means is where there is no government intervention. The people will create their own innovation. They start small with what they have and make it big. The whole idea of the cultural industry in Nigeria, Dear Minister, has been propelled by individuals, families, and private sector. What the stakeholders look forward to is just an enabling environment. The attorney on this panel, Mr. Toye, did talk about taxation. I think we should look more and spend our time more on looking at issues that would be beneficial and not short-term issues. So there are issues such as the cultural instruments that has been mentioned, and there is a need for understanding what these cultural instruments are about. In the way that the creative sector has grown in Nigeria, it has always been on parallel roads. The people go this way and the government go that way, but at the end of the day, the government stands to benefit from what the people have done. If you ask me for a crystal ball, Madam Minister, I do not see the possibility of a change in this trajectory. So the question of the people being encouraged to do their thing, I do not see how the Nigerian government can lay claim to the winning of the Nobel Prize for Literature. I do not see what contribution the Nigerian government has to Fela, Anikulapo Kuti, and the children and grandchild. I do not see what the government has claimed on Burna Boy and the rest. Because of the nature of what we are. It is not a case of knowing who. Government can do its thing and we accept it. What I would urge you, Madam Minister, is please do not come in the way of those who want to grow. Whatever you do, and whatever accolades you bring to the Advisory Council, I can tell you as sure as the sun will rise tomorrow, the Nigerian creative economy will keep growing. The only thing that is different is that because we do this individually, it has not been possible to use culture as a vehicle for a coherent national development. If there's anything you're interested in, Madam Minister, let it focus on how to utilize the low-hanging fruits for national development.
Right.
What has happened thus far is that the industry has served the survival of individuals, has helped the growth of various sectors, but not in a very coherent way. And if it were possible to have that coherent growth, that we can look at the cultural policy that actually states very
Tola. Looks like it's frozen there. So then let me come to you, Dr.
But in all my years of looking back, every facet of national development has been frustrated by the Nigerian elites. Be it the unity schools, be it the national troop, be it the national data, anything that is not national has not brought us together as much. And it is left to contention what anybody would say. This is my own personal opinion. It has been individualistic, and that is why we should start to think of theorizing what we're doing. And in order to also sell it in a way that is digestible and understandable by people like Madam Minister. For now, we all put out what we have done. But I do not see any time in which either the guilds or the head of the federation has actually stopped to look at the impact on the national psyche.
Right.
And I'm not asking for regulation. I'm just asking for persuasion to let the people who are creating know that apart from surviving today, there is going to be a tomorrow. For those of you who are not aware, if you've been studying the skits, you would notice that once the content producers get 100,000, 300,000, the betting companies begin to buy them over, and they are promoting betting. The content producer should note, you might survive today, you might buy generator bigger than your neighbor, but please think of tomorrow. That is one aspect of evolution and analysis that is missing by the leadership. It is always the same thing. It is always the same story that we hear all the time.
All right.
But I tell you, we must impress on the minister that we have reached the point now. We've gotten the tools. We're dressed, and like my dear friend would say, sometimes we're dressed and we don't know where we're going. How can we harness for national development? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tola. A very passionate one there. Let me come to you, Dr. Ade. You've described the 8-point agenda as a wish list. You actually laughed when you saw it. And you've asked for a system, that is system be put in place. I return to you to talk more about the kind of system that you wish Minister Hannah to put in place for there to be growth and progress in the creative industries here in Nigeria, and of course our culture as well.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. I hope I'm no longer emotional. Certainly I'm no longer angry. I'm turning back to this, and this is a memo to the minister, turning back to this 8-point plan. Can we achieve this by 2030? And I say yes. And now, first of all, I'll talk on three of those points. First of all, the cultural heritage preservation. It's what the minister has given us, and I think we can work with it and make it work. Probably the civil service shame. First of all, the cultural heritage preservation, we don't know what our cultural heritage is. We don't know what we have. We don't know what we own. I suggest, and I move to the minister, that a committee, very small committee, I hate committees, or I like a committee of one anyway, but a committee is set up, and given 2 months to devise a methodology of maintaining our cultures. But before then, we need to know what we have. So this committee should go around the country and do what I would call a census of our cultural heritage. What festivals we have, what ceremonies we have, what other museums, sculptural things do we have? Exactly. Do we even know what we have? How can we then invite tourists to all this? Can we commercialize these things if we don't know what we have? So we need to have a sense of what we have first. And then devise a methodology of promoting, maintaining and promoting this heritage that we have. Secondly, let's talk about this creative economy advisory council, which has been making me so irate. I think maybe what we need change that advisory to administrative. So we have administrators who will actually manage and liaise somebody a group like Guild, a group like Cora, rather than advising the government. We don't need an advisor or advisory council for the minister. Rather what we need are administrators to really work with us, whatever plans we have, and make sure that this go with the national agenda. And as Dr. Tell said, the enabling environment can only be created and managed by an administrative council. So she should change that word, advisory. I don't even know what kind of advice anybody requires. And also our educational system, because we have to talk about skills development. We need to look at our educational system. Our educational system is void of initiative. We have our universities, we have colleges, we have secondary schools, but they are only taught to read and write. Nothing about how to actually create something. People who are creating in the creative economy in this country are not doing it because they went to universities. They're not doing it because they went to colleges. They're doing it because they are smart enough, and because they work teams with networks. I don't know whether Conway went to University of Ibadan or whether we went to University of Zuka. But even they didn't learn about how to create the Afrobeat music. Made didn't go to any university, went to university in the UK. Show came to leading the team for going back to the Afrobeat, before going to any university. So because our universities, our colleges are near useless in creating or in feeding our creative economy. We create historians don't have secondary school, so I don't know what history they're talking about. We create administrators, I don't know what length or maybe philosophy or classics at Ibadan or whatever. Where are our psychologists? Where are our scientists? Somebody mentioned the Nobel Prize that Nigerians can never win a Nobel Prize anymore because we don't have the basic infrastructure for this people to create this people. So what I think we need for our skill set is a new way of educating our people, a new way of educating our future. Forget this Western idea of university, this Western idea of colleges that do not benefit us. The universities were created for modernity. In the 16th century, they are useless to us. If I teach in the university in the United Kingdom, my students come with their skills. I don't even know what to teach them. And those who are making it out of them are those we consider as non-serious students. The serious students will go out with first class and then they start looking for a job. The students we consider as not serious are the ones who are creating businesses, who are creating economies, who are forming their theater companies, who are making films, who are creating podcasts. I have successful students who come to me who want to learn more about the podcast they are doing, but they are actually teaching me about what they do. So forget about developing skill set in Nigeria. If we are still focusing on the university colleges, we need a new way of thinking. We need a new way of getting our people together. Dr. Ohai mentioned all this. You have all this coalescence of the performing industries. Go to them. Set up apprenticeship with them, and let these apprentices work. It works in Alabama market. Why can't it work in the creative economy? Those are the points that I want to make.
Thank you very much. Shall we appreciate him? Thank you very much, Dr. Adeyemi. Let me come to one of the high points, or one of the points raised by the minister in this 8-point agenda. Said should like to increase the value of sectoral output by 50% in line with the 2021 to 2025 National Development Plan. And she plans to do this through innovation strategies, technological integration, and enhanced markets. across the nation. Dr. Haya, come to you. You're the president of the Federation of Guilds. How do you interpret this part of the 8-point agenda?
Does everybody understand the English that she's read? Do you understand? Please, can you read it for them again? I'm limited. Read it out.
English is
No,
much.
read it again. I want to know if I'm the only one that is not.
The minister wants to increase the
Read it. I should said it.
The minister wants to, I'm quoting verbatim now, increase the value of sectoral output by 50% in line with 2021 to 2025 National Development Plan. And she plans to do this through innovation strategies, technological integration, and enhanced market access across the nation.
Management stock.
To be honest, I may have a PhD, but I don't understand English. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. I don't know what it means. You know why I say this? Because you see, you just said through innovation. What exactly are you talking about? You don't enhance. It's all. If it was broken down, practically I would understand. It sounds good in the ears. Honestly, it's impressive. You know. But to me, it doesn't mean jack. Even in the MBA class, I will fail this one. I'm telling you, because I don't know what it means. That is the problem. I want to see a situation where I wish we would get a minister who will be talking to us in English. And by the way, please, now an official language. It's recognized by BBC. It's recognized at the Oscars. Okay. So there's nothing wrong. Speak to us in Pidgin English. And tell us what you want to do. Maybe we will understand. This. Ask me. I don't understand.
The one increase the bad value of what they call sectoral output.
Continue.
They say that they say the ones increase, like 50% increase.
Where? President, that we're increasing by. What is the base? What are we increasing? See, this is the problem. When you get so-called technocrats or people surround and hold you captive, if you ask the minister now, she's listening. I don't think she understands this thing.
Right.
Do you understand? I want practical solutions. You understand? Which is why if you talk to us, we will tell you where the shoe pins. If you ask us, one of our biggest problems is distribution. There's so much output. We're number 2 in the world, but people are still poor. When they produce movies, there is no place to sell them. Every day my people inundate me with, please can you talk Africa Magic for me? Please can you get somewhere to sell our film? They are producing. The output is much, but the market is limited. Can we find a way to create even if you tell me innovative whatever now, how you go empower people to create more distribution channels and markets, or like as was the policy, 774 local areas, you can put one cinema in all of them. If you release a movie across those cinemas, you will have enough money to go back again. You understand what I'm saying? Even if it's controlled by Algon, I don't mind. So that they are free from the shackles of the cinema hawks. So if it's controlled by Algon, no wahala. You do that so we know. When it was in the days of DVD, even if the pirates were there, you knew at least that you had an open market you could sell. You know. So I want a situation where please, Minister, talk to us. Let us tell you exactly what our problems are. One very low-hanging fruit is our TV. Thank you very much. You are very correct. And they will not let her know me. No, I'm speaking generally as well. I agree with you. Because it's not in their interest. Now, do you know, for instance,
Hold on, sir. Let him finish with the thought. When we're done, I'll come to the audience. You have an opportunity to talk later. You have an opportunity. Please let me finish.
Me, I don't mind. You can come and sit here.
Please,
one very low-hanging fruit. In those days, it was NTA that NTA was there for all of us. Now it is not there for anybody. If for instance, TV stations will stop by rating, they can be mandated. They buy foreign films and foreign programs. They will not buy Nigerian films. Instead they'll talk about barter, or they expect you to give it to them free. A simple policy that will make them pick. It doesn't matter how low the fee is. Buy local content and put across the over 100 television stations is a starting point. Even if you do that and you say, look, you must produce at least one movie or one TV series every month or every quarter. It will generate jobs. It will create jobs. And when they are stuck with so many, they will start looking for markets abroad. When our they call names today. When film corporation they don't carry us out. It is just code galore. We are the ones that make films. Let us take films and talk to these people. So that we can talk to distributors. Let them know what we have. They go there, the programmer. In the past, the Nigerian stand. They'll take some Nigerian filmmakers there. So that way people can come and they can see our content. If they were even taking our content, if they don't take us along, no problem. Take it along and represent us there. These are initiatives that are so easy, but they are not doing it.
Right.
So for me, if the minister was speaking to me or if she had asked us, this is the kind of pidgin English we will speak because Nigeria will benefit us. But innovative, grammar we will not understand. I'm not supposed to be booked at that level.
All right, Dr. Round of applause. Thank you very much. Okay, Barrister, you heard all of these, thoughts. How do you can jump into it and
yes,
appreciate.
Yes. I'd actually like to jump to what I just said now. Let me not that to say that I understand it, but to create to just give a context of what we are talking about. Currently, it is said that creative sector is about 1.4% of GDP, which as at 2016 or thereabouts was
based.
Pardon?
Was rebased.
No. It's based before that. But the calculation 2016, it was about 7 billion, right? Now, when you're saying you are then going to move from that to 50 billion, that means you are talking about 12.
No,
50%.
No, 50%. Okay, No. It's going to. What they are saying is that it's going to be 5% of a $1 trillion economy that we're expecting in 2030, which brings it to 50 billion USD in 2030. So we are moving from about 7 billion to 50 billion, meaning that you are doing 13 times what we are doing today. But to give another context, telecoms or the digital economy, telecoms, your information technology and the rest of them is still like 3.7% of the economy today. I mean, why I'm saying this is that means we should be doing more times what telecoms is doing today. That's what they are saying. So it's a very ambitious thing. But I think it's very ambitious, but it is possible if we are serious. Now I want to give the minister some room around room. One of the that's why I said that the 8 points is fairly put together. So sometimes you have like goals. We want to achieve this. Sometimes you have like okay, we are going to do this, and those things also be separated. We want to do 50 billion. We want to make it Nigeria the creative of Africa and all of that. Yeah, those are things we want to achieve. So to do all of these things, these 1, 2, 3 things, we want to engage with the sector. We want to create so many jobs. We want to do this. We are going to create this incentives and all of that. Now, I think one of the eight action points actually that is going to be a strategy and action plan is going to be developed. So I now believe that that's what they should be doing. And it is at this level that people like Dr. and his group should be engaged. Sector, all of the people here should be engaged. And more importantly, I also work in industrial modeling these days. Look at Afrobeat, for example. Afrobeat, all of the glory we are doing in Afrobeat, it's actually, if you look at the value of the music sector, the key thing we are doing in all of that is actually creative. What people like Mr. Osai, that's why I'm talking about distribution. And when you're talking about that value, you're talking about the conceptualization activity. So writers who are writing, directors and filmmakers.
There are about 250 unique jobs along the value chain of filmmaking.
Yes, I don't want to talk about the key blocks now that can then run into all of that. So from the creativity, then go into production. So that's why he wants to make this film, all of camera people and all of that. That's a different thing entirely. Then you now go into exhibition. And that's where in some case you're talking about distribution. Now, one of the how much of that value chain are we going to localize? That is what the minister should be asking. And what are we going to do about it? So for example, if you look at the streaming numbers in Nigeria today, film streaming. The key streamers in Nigeria today, other than the free ones like YouTube and all of that, you have your Netflix, you have your Showmax, and then you have the Amazon one, their name. Do you know that Nigeria, the one that Nigeria was building, that's actually like the face of Nollywood, the Nigerian local, just sold out. So what that means is that we have loved that particular thing when we should be building more of it. You understand? We should be building more of Nigerian streamers, meaning that not just do we make films. It is true Nigerian streamers that people in the Caribbean, which is what Morocco used to do. I mean, Nollywood became very popular in the Caribbean based on people watching Morocco and they make most of their money there. So we should not be losing those kind of value chains. The same thing in the book industry. I mean, I delivered a lecture to some book industry people a couple of weeks ago. I think they just finished something in Cairo last week, and it's in preparation for that. You find that in the book publishing. What does everybody think about? You think about royalty, the primary royalty. Nobody is thinking about those secondary royalties. It's getting more popular and it's getting more numbers. We are not thinking about how the linkage between the book industry and the film industry, which means that authors are going to earn more. Merchandising, for example. And merchandising becomes more possible in books when they become films. You understand? So imagine films like Jack and the rest of it. Look at the number of memes that it generated. It's actually possible to create a whole merchandising industry on that film. And the same goes for all of it. You are seeing black book and the rest of it. Unique characters are being created. The same with that Nollywood. I mean, Hollywood created Superman and the rest of it. That when you go to America, you buy shirts, buy all of that. So this is the thing that I hope the minister in that strategy, that particular 8 points is going to do. To say, look, let's bring everybody within those value chains together. That people are already doing distribution of things in Nigeria. What are the things? Why are you not growing? Why Jason Joku have to sell out Morocco? We need to know what can we do, what Nigeria have done. All of these are things that I believe in that strategy session the minister should be doing, so that we domesticate as much as possible a long stretch of the value chain of the industry. So that rather than the same thing that happened in oil and in minerals, which was a conversation that was had before we came here, where we have oil, but we get to import fuel. It's not that we just make musicians and the distribution is by some American company, and the streaming numbers is from Spotify and the rest of it. There are actually also Nigerian streamers that are focusing on Africa and all of that. How can we make them compete with Spotify, with Apple and the rest of it? Those are the questions that the minister should be asking, or that when we get to that strategy session, then we should be looking at.
Thank you very much. I hope this is not going to... Yes. An applause, Clause is in order. I hope that this is not going to be just a talk shop, and the minister will indeed get to listen to the memo and get them in written form as well. Let me come to the audience. I see Mr. Muyiwa held the audience, the convener of the Animators Festival, the Animation Festival. And I know when you stepped in, what do you think? Please give him the microphone. As someone who's a major stakeholder in the industry as well, can you please share your thoughts on these 8 points agenda? Send your memo.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. I'm delighted to be here. I will share basically the same idea I shared with the Animation Nigeria community. I think the first thing we need a government that even recognizes that there's something called the creative economy. And we have a ministry dedicated to developing the creative economy. So it's like they have served the ball into our courts. How are we going to respond? I told the animation community, I said, look, we had this conversation. And I told them, I said, look, set up a 3-4-man team to put a vision document together for the animation sector. And send it to the ministry. They will listen to you. They are not spirits. And if indeed they have put together an 8-point agenda, this is the vision. They are not going to be able to achieve this vision on their own. A similar thing happened with the Lagos Film City. When they did the groundbreaking, I was there. I came back and people were saying, they did Film City. They didn't come and call us. They're not going to come and call you. This is a $100 million project. It is a PPP. What it means is that it's not even the government that's going to be running that facility. It is people like you and I. So you go there, make your move, talk to them. If you come back and say, okay, this is what we told them, this is what we presented as a group, as a body, this is what we, and then nothing happens. Then I'll say, fine. Maybe they are not serious. But at this point, the most important thing is, whatever it is, whether it's the Writers Guild, the Directors Guild, or the Guild of Producers, whatever it is as a body, put your position together and present it to the ministry. Okay, for this our own sector, this is where we are. These are the challenges we have. We can solve these two problems. This is the potential to generate what can contribute to the economy. That I think is what should be the focus of this conversation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Let me come to our brother over. Please pass the mic to. I'll come to the other. Please introduce yourself and.
Good evening. My name is Toye. Let me just
you know, sir, I don't know you. I
don't feel Gentlemen and ladies, and let's get real. And I'm going to take it off from my brother they spoke. In the last 25 years, it's been like this. And I'm somewhat disappointed that 25 years after, the spirit of Germany is still being carried on like this. Gentlemen, it doesn't work like this. I'm telling you the truth. I've been in 3 years Commissioner for Information Tourism. You know it. Who are our lobbyists? The way we stand here, we can't get anything from government. How do we package ourselves? Where is the marketing? We don't have it. The best of us here are people who will go get a 4 million job, and they will not give it to you and I. We know them. It's not about being a hustler. You have an agenda. Who is your lobbyist? The way we are talking here, it's not about bashing. The first thing, he said, government has said, this is the way we are thinking. If you disagree, present your own position. Whatever we are saying here, I don't know whether it makes sense or not. Have we written to the minister? Have we set a date for what to present? Do we have the numbers? Because you cannot be appealing to rationality all the time. There are times you have to appeal to emotions. And that's the honest truth, whether we like it or not. Look, when government recognizes NDA, how many of us are in the creative economy. Do we have the numbers to show? All the things we are talking about, she does not know. And it's not by coming here that we get it done. It's by taking steps. Who do we know there? Who is our president? That's when they listen to you. We've been on this thing for so long. And that's really my own frustration. Our people must change. We must be dynamic. We can't be sitting there wearing a dinner all the time and saying, no, we have to be businessmen. That's the honest truth. He's not going to work. I want to read the last 4 days. So don't worry. I'm not attacking you. I was just using it to. But please, the honest truth is that if Dr. Kole, he knows me. He just spoke to me one day. He said there's something happening in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm the one when I convince my governor state to come and participate there. And it starts from appointing the right people. What's the Ministry of Interior? Everybody is happy. Something is happening in tech. We don't have a person there. We don't have our people. Lagos State, the film board they have, who are the people there? Intruders have taken over this sector. I'm telling you, short of mentioning names. And they are succeeding. They are going commercial because they have better packaging and marketing. If you want us to mention names, we'll mention names. You understand? So the people that are here, we have been traditional in our ways. Let's change. Let's be dynamic.
Thank you.
Because we have an agenda to sell. It's not just about emotion. No. Let's sit down. Who are the strategists? Does Arulo know the minister? Is he an APC person? How does he do it for us? It's not by shouting on tree or photo. No, it will never happen. That's just what I'm getting.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toye Arulo, former commissioner. For information, thank you so much.
Talk English, no grammar. We understand it. Thank you very much.
Please, your name and your thoughts.
My name is Abula. I had a very small job in government, but I was a big man in government, so I can reflect based on my own experience in government. And I'll defend the government. We'll be very unfair to them. Dr. Adeyemi said, yes. Dr. Adeyemi said when he read the 8-point agenda, he laughed. Let's clap for the minister. She has achieved her aim to make you laugh. Yes. And it also ties the larger agenda of the government to make citizens laugh. So there's one trillion ambition grow the economy in 2026. So someone looked at the economist and he found out that to grow the Nigerian economy to 1 trillion in how many years? You need to grow at 48 cents every year. Is that possible? Is that not comedy? You will be regarded and entertained by government. Comedy. I agree with you, sir. But the slight changes in opinion. The paradox is there's slight in our opinion. The government has constantly failed. There have been agendas and point blah. Why do you expect it to change? They are making you laugh and nothing will change. What can you do? My own suggestion is you live in the world as a situation. If the government is that serious, let's use democracy. Get your own agenda. Try it seriously. And it's not by taking it to the minister and say, oh yeah, take it. Because it's so coherent. They won't. You need to shout. And that the result may not come. Like they say in Washington, there are many think tanks. When the government is not serious, people manufacturing their ideas. One day, one gets taking progress. One gets taking progress. So you are campaigning those ideas to the media because and then even the opponents start beating. We should do this. And I like to say this as the last thing. Okay, let me illustrate. I grew up in Ogbomoso, and my mom, Muslim, wearing hijab and whatnot, would drive us go and see the Egu festival. I don't know of any other spectacle what's in the world. Colorful fun. What's my conclusion from this? The insight. The practitioners cannot solve their own problems. The guy doing Google can compete with the best festivals in the world.
Right.
But can he think through how you need to use that, make it a global industry, create a global tourism asset from it. So even the practitioners need to get consultants if you want to present something. A lot of it, your production is the raw material. To make it happen, you need lawyers, culture, marketing, all those things go to watching Latin America. They are packaged by experts. One last Dr. Sai said something. It's a very good idea. Doctor, I think you're an anarchist. Government is very important. NTS is the foundation of Nollywood. So government is important. You have to know how to engage the government. Your idea, sir, about NTA buying film. Very great. But how can you work package? Because everything is job opportunity for government. So tell them how to do it. The criteria, classification. I believe people taking their own lives, their own ideas in their hands, and not waiting for the government. The government in this country. It's a joke.
Thank you very much. Mr. Brown, please. And then we'll return to the panelists.
Yes, thank you very much. In as much as I agree with MP and the former commissioner, I also beg to disagree. In my journey in this creative industry, I've met colleagues who have been commissioners, PAs, and all sorts of government appointments. But when they get there, their phones becomes unavailable. Now the question is it because they enter the system and they cannot change the system? The people that we expect that okay, yes, our person is there. We should be able to go and put our claims, our proposals down. They're all of a sudden unavailable. That is one. Then secondly, Doctor, you're going to invite the vice. Hi, sorry. You're going to be please. Everything you said here, say it there. The legislative governor, I think about 2-3 years ago, it was a celebrity committee. I'll mention one person that left that committee. That was this filmmaker, what's his name now? That went to Abuja because they were asking him too much here. Today Klani. And he said when he gets to the meetings, all that's about is sharing money. And that's the basic truth. What about the individuals themselves? I'm happy that there's a general group, but what about the individuals? Because I'm invited to Abuja and see the president, my friends are going to call me and say, wow, congratulations. When you come back, we will rush them. Why? Because they believe that when I get there, I'll come back with, what do you call it, with Ghana school. So we also have to scrutinize ourselves too. Before we can go and blame claims and say we want to present this, how can you present to somebody that is unavailable?
Thank you very much.
Let me volunteer, just on a lighter mood. Let me volunteer the reason why. Are you hearing me, sir? Why when our friends get into government, suddenly they are not available and they can't talk anymore. They say it's bad manners to talk while chopping.
Thank you very much. Would you like to can we have the microphone, please? There's someone here who wants to contribute. And afterwards, I'll come back to our panelists online. Yes, sir. Your name, sir.
Good evening. I am known as John from Africa. I'm a professor of art. Stayed 23 years abroad and just came back before COVID. But before then, I was here. I find the discussion very interesting. Very interesting. But all our discussions have always been very interesting. The problem is always the implementation, going forward from what is said. And I think one problem we have with that is that it's only in the creative sector that anybody has the license to say anything he wants. Only in the creative sector. You can't go into an engineering association or law association and just say what you like. So most of the time, when you don't say here I am, nobody will say here you are. So even within the creative sector, everybody is a king in his own right. And everybody has a right opinion. But when it comes to a way to condescend or concretize the value of these points that are made here becomes a problem because there is no inner calculus. There's no central point that recognizes even the value of creativity that is here, the power. We can talk about all kinds of creative energies. But when you talk about who is who in the creative sector, or what value is needed to round up, to present, becomes a necessity to do an inner job first. Associations apart, like guild and all that, they still work within the paradigms of symbols. In the creative sector, the people who understand the value of creativity are practical people. Practical and honest people. There's very few honest in the creative sector itself. That is why when sugar enters your mouth, you don't spit it out. But we don't talk about sugar in the creative sector. We talk about integrity. And before something can happen here and in the creative sector, and we are recognized within the creative sector, we should first of all recognize our integrity and seek it and make sure that we have our house in order, irrespective of associations or groups.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please shall we appreciate it? We're closing home now. One of the things I picked and I heard it loudly is my brother who talked about the Gugu festival in Omosho, and the fact that these darlings don't even know how to manage themselves. And so they need someone who can speak on their behalf, manage them. And so that brings us to talent management. I want to link that with what you said about Mobad when we started this conversation. So the Mobad phenomenon happened, and we see the gaps in the industry regarding the sort of structures that should be in place so that it's not as oppressive as it is right now. What happens in the music industry, I think, is also happening in all the other areas, the movies and the others. So now, how do we then begin to ask for the structuring, for talent management to be more structured and less annihilating as we have it now? Let me come to you, barrister. I know you don't like to be called barrister, but that's who you are. How do we move forward this Mobad phenomenon and the fact that a lot of musicians actually in the industry are groaning from the sort of system they have in place? How do we speak to the minister, help set up a structure that will work?
I think that conversation should actually be had more with people like Dr. High. I'm saying people like him because first you are here, and then now obviously you're also the president of the federation. What I mean by that is that when the Mobad thing was going on, I actually sent a text message to the president of I didn't want to mention but you did. You know, who happened not to be in the country at the time, responded to me and said, look, I'm like, this you. And I'm saying this not because I know the gentleman. I mean, the deceased wasn't a member of PIMA. What I mean is that this is the time for you to, because people tend not to understand all of these things. I mean, most people come into the house today, you don't understand why you should join a guild. So that was the time that I said, look, at this time you cannot be absent, you cannot be your voice needs to be heard. This is the time for you to say, look, this is actually why you be a member, of PIMA. And I'm being careful when I say PIMA. Don't forget at the point they were PIMA and Performing Musicians Association. And then later they became Performing Musicians Employers Association. And that also some of the distortion in the industry, where band leaders were basically lording it over other performers in the industry. Whereas everybody is supposed to be professionals with integrity who are supposed to belong to an organization that defends the right of everybody. So I think more than the minister is that one of the things that I think associations and guilds within the industry should be taken very, very seriously. It's actually the welfare and the rights of artists. It should be defended. They should become more of trade unions. And actually have the character and the quality of trade unions in engaging with government, in engaging with businesses, and in engaging with businesses, and actually extracting the rights of, and defending the rights of their people. And as I said, it goes back to what I said. Enough instruments. Nigeria is African instrument on the welfare and the status of artists. And the meaning of status of artists is that there is uniqueness to artists. I'm a lawyer, for example. There's a difference between me as a lawyer and somebody else who's an artist. There's a difference between me and you and somebody is a medical doctor, somebody is a management consultant and the rest of it. Artists tend to work as independents for the most part. And as independents tend to be engaged by established industry, So musicians sign up by record labels that are probably part of some recording conglomerate and the rest of it. So you have a David and Goliath structure. So the status of artists means that they are uniquely vulnerable, and they are actually instruments that you can use to defend them. Some of them Nigerians are signatories to. Some they are not yet. And so part of their advocacy, what are we doing to do? And now are we using those to defend the right of artists, especially to make sure that this humongous wealth seems to be coming to the industry, that it becomes more equitably distributed. What you are beginning, as I said, you're beginning to have winners and losers. You are beginning to have big filmmakers, and you are beginning to have 100 for each of those big filmmakers who could put their friends on Netflix, who could be signed up for what do you call it in your industry, where you sign like deals with distributors for like 5 and all of that. That's something called it. Slate. You call it slate. So there are filmmakers like that in the country today. There are artists today. There are the Burna Boy. If I intervene in a conversation when they are saying, our artists are being priced, Afrobeat is being priced out of the Nigerian market. And I thought that wasn't a very serious conversation because it became a very big industry. As industry grows, it actually what do you call it? It stratifies. So after the 3 years of Burna Boy, over the last 3 years, you are not going to get into attend the end of the year party for the same price that you gave 3 years ago. And why are you insisting on Burna Boy? There are million other young people. So this guy is filling out in America. Then you go and get younger guys, and we grow the industry. So these are the things that I think gives an association to actually come up with much more than the government itself. And then you engage with government where you need to engage with government.
All right, let me return to our panelists online. Thank you very much, Digitoye. Yes, please. Let's appreciate it. Let me come to you, Dr. Adeyemi. The mobile phenomenon, the need for talent management, the need for structure. I read that the record label owner, what's his name now, and the other guy have been released, the two of them from police custody. Naramali and the other guy. So is this going to be swept under the carpet again, or is it just going to just thin out like that and we just forget and move on? What about using this situation, this development to grow the industry and put in place the right structure?
Thank you very much. Indeed. I'm not sure this is going to be part of the memo to the minister, but one thing we need to realize, I mean, this is a memo to all of us, is that we're all selfish. We're self-serving. We think only of ourselves and of our areas. I mean, if you called me today to talk about present anything to the government, I'll most likely be leaning towards theater and culture and forget that the film industry exists, or the music industry exists, or the painting industry exists. We need to come together and speaking with one voice and realize the importance of collective achievement and collective accomplishments. And that is what we need to be focusing on, not on individuals. I understand what you're talking about with the Mobad case, but I know what the problem is with the music industry, and it needs to be changed. It needs to be properly modified the way they work. You know, they're still working on the old system of set up by the white people only exploit them, and they're not exploiting themselves. So I need that to be changed. But the further thing to note about the mobile issue is that this is about non-professional treating professional. I mean, I don't know whether it's auxiliary nurse or whatever. They just bring the case of all these things as a publicity stunt. It has nothing to do with the death of Mobad. It may have a lot to be. It may have a lot to do with the treatment of Mobad when it's alive, not with death. That's just we like to conflict issues anyway in Nigeria. So that's just so forget what I'm saying. If you don't understand that or agree with me. But talking about your question. Yes. Talking about your question, we need to be able to manage ourselves. We need to be able to set up transparent agencies to manage not just the music industry, but the theater industry, the film industry, the radio industry, television industry, and these councils, if I want of a better word, must be accountable to the members. I think it's you use the word stakeholders, to be accountable to stakeholders. If there are series of accountability stakeholders, then there won't be any problem of the government not wanting to listen to us. Like my brother Toya said the government doesn't want to really listen because they don't know listen to. But if there are agencies, then they will know to listen to, and they will know the agencies are not going to be serving. I mean, of course, it's going to be difficult. Like I said, if you give a madman, he will go towards himself. I know, but we just have to be more transparent and more thoughtful about how we looking towards a particular goal, not individual goals, a particular collective goal. That's my last word on that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's come to you, Dr. Odutola. What do you have to say? You've heard the responses so far from the audience and talent management question as well. What's your response?
You will please indulge me to do what I know how to do best. One is called textual analysis. And I want to look at the document before me first and foremost. I want to go to the fourth one, and let's do a little bit of interpretation of what it is. Because I've heard things like we don't understand what is written. We need to break it down. And good enough, the master's thesis of the moderator was in Nigerian Pidgin English. So she's very much in that area, and she could probably just help as well. But all jokes apart, if you look at the wordings of agenda number 4, it says strategic collaboration, which means that it is not just collaboration. It is a collaboration that is impactful, that is measurable. That is why the word strategic is included in there. And then it goes on the semicolon you see there, according to Brother W.F. means let me explain further to those who are not aware. Because in textual analysis, every comma, every full stop needs to be accounted for. He says strategic collaboration. Let me explain further. With a firm governance structure, Mr. Toye is a guru in governance. This is his area. And we can't have a man like this on the panel and not allow him to also deliberate a little bit on what a firm governance structure means. And the implication of the governance structure in an artisanal. Please, take that seriously. We don't have an industry. We have an artisanal enterprise. We have in the Yoruba film thing. No. You can understand it by the three R. One is Arodoko, Atendenu, and then Atawodowo. That is the system. It means that the monetization was very minimal at the beginning. Now they're monetizing stuff, but I have not heard of any of these people that went to the bank, borrowed money when the bank of industry tried it. They not only bought their house, they almost burned down the house as well. Let us not forget people who do not have financial discipline. The intellectual property can be taken as that. Brother Toye, we haven't packaged ourselves. We are still just you know as Fanny the under 20 code said. He said we wobble and fumble to victory. There has not been serious sitting down to think through. This woman is giving us something to work with. Is asking us to sit down and think. Instead, what I'm hearing is, I don't understand this. This is grammar. This is not grammar, please. This is a blueprint. Blueprints don't say everything. Somebody's got to sit down and do the interpretation, the translation. You educate yourself. He says here, strategic collaboration with a firm governance structure, and then there's a comma, which means in Yoruba it's a the ministry will collaborate with government agencies. It is not spelled out. You should ask yourself, which are the government agencies? The ministry is not going to allow each and every one of you to be going to the other agencies. They are taking the responsibility to do that. And it says they will collaborate with government agencies, the private sector, the academia. Those who understand the history of filmmaking, the economics of it, and then artists. It says full stop. Let me take another idea. What that means. The establishment of a creative economy advisory council will. It is not that it has been set up. It is future tense. That will means future tense. Further solidify these efforts. If you can read it along that line, you will now go to the fifth one, which says public, private partnerships. Let me explain further. Aimed at attracting investment. These partnerships will support the development of one, infrastructure, technology, and innovation hubs. I teach at the University of Florida. We have an innovation hub here. We have an innovation academy. Do we have, I know I'm just being stupid here to even say this. Do we have a creative, innovative hub anywhere? Is anybody interested in it?
Okay, so I was coming to that.
I would end just now. Ask German. German has been talking about to help galvanize the training. He uses Unilag, he uses Shegwadefila, how they can begin to feed into each other. Let us set out a day to educate ourselves on this, look for the gaps in it, instead of this derogatory thing that is all English. As I heard it, I was really, my stomach was churning. I know Dr. Victor. This is a very brilliant man in marketing. He has a school. And then you make joke of an opportunity that we should be using to educate ourselves. I really feel upset, but like Dr. Adeyemi says, sometimes you just withdraw and remember that little boy, be calming down.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kole Adeodutola. We hear you loudly. But you see, Dr. Hai has a right to reply, so I'm going to grant that to him for 2 minutes. 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 I'm going to
Please. I must have for the wrong side. Please. The point I'm making is to say that, I mean, you attempted to break the English down from my understanding. I appreciate and I thank you. But the point to me is that if you use some derogatory terms for the industry, if you were not in the University of Florida, you would have been one of us here. Are you telling me that you are incapable of managing money or of doing the right thing? I doubt it. To just make a stupid, I know somebody in this industry that has gotten $50 million from FX Bank. I'm not naming names here. I know one individual in this same industry that has gotten $50 million. I didn't say $50 million from FX Bank. People are accessing money. We are not all over those. It was in the past. You need to come down now and see that there are people just like you in the industry now, people who are capable, people who are disciplined, people who are focused, people who know exactly what the time is saying, which is why they can structure deals and get money from the Netflix. They can, they can get put together. Look at editing for Black Book. Put together a group of investors, and they were able to produce that. So the Nollywood of those days is not the Nollywood of today. Things have changed. Please just give us more credit. It not be like as it did before. Then the final one is, what was the last point he made just now?
He made so many.
So many.
Yeah.
Please, sir, you two be coming down, not vex. I don't intend to upset you. I respect you too much, but it is said that if in a conversation, everybody comes down smiling, then we have not told ourselves the truth. So I feel that it is healthy, that we have a conversation and engagement like this.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hai. I think we need to appreciate him and Dr. Tola as well. I was going to end with this, and I'm ending with this question. Is it a question? Really? No. It is that the minister also finally now also said that they have multiple initiatives and projects, and I'm going to list them. As she has. She said looking forward to creating creative hubs, Nigerian Cultural Expo, a national entertainment center, a national art gallery, innovative publishing partnerships, and a gaming sandbox project. I don't know what that is. But it says that they're also looking forward to a global standard film festival. I don't understand why Dr. Adeyemi is laughing. Culinary Academy, led by a Michelin star chef and a fashion foundry. These are the multiple initiatives the minister has in mind to create in moving the Ministry of Culture and Creative Economy forward. Finally, panelists, your thoughts on these lofty, rather ambitious initiatives of the minister. Let me start from the lawyer, and I'll take the round when we wrap up this conversation.
Yes, for me, I actually thought the specific things you mentioned now, that's the part of the whatever plan that I had the least interesting because I think you cannot at this level be articulating that kind of detail in terms of this. But some of them are. They are suggestive, they are illustrative of what can happen. Gaming sandbox or what do they call it? Basically like a structure for producing games, so that coders could code and all of that. But those are things that will come when you have developed your strategy. Those are not specific things that will say, how can we do this? And now you are going to do it. So all of the coding, the gaming, whatever, you then need to interface with the Ministry of Digital Economy, for example. So what can be the contribution of the Ministry of Digital Economy? What kind of partnerships do you need? What kind of intra-sectoral or interministerial collaborations do you need? Those are things in my view that are details that should be worked out when you have done the proper engagement for all of the with stakeholders across the industry, and then you are now saying, okay, this is now our strategy, these are now the action plans, these are now different initiatives that will come out of it. But for me, all of the laundry list of what you just said now for me was the least interesting for me, because I don't think it's in that kind of broad documents that you should be articulating those kind of things.
Thank you very much. Let me come to you, Dr. Adeyemi, as you wrap up. This will be your final contribution on the panel.
Thank you very much indeed, moderator. Yes, sorry, I was laughing at this. It's not the way you were reading it. It's the list itself. It's like a mother who sent her daughter to the market. And the daughter has not even reached the market, and the mother is already talking about how sweet the goosey soup that she's preparing is. So she doesn't even know whether the daughter is going to get any salt or whatever to buy in the market. And as Tejiya said, there are lists. But the lists are just what the minister is thinking of what we already have. Thinking about to develop on needs. That's what I think. But no really in mind to explain what she means by all those lists. First of all, by creating a strategy, by creating this administrative council, by setting up the modalities in position, by creating the enabling environments, and by getting the right people to work on this, then they will come up with that kind of a list. Like I said, it's just, we do something like this, we do something like this, we have some game box, somebody mentioned, or there was news item bulletin on TV when they were writing all these things, and somebody talked about some gaming thing on TikTok. I'm even surprised they didn't put TikTok on it, but there goes. So yes, I think we should work with the minister on this. She needs our input. She needs our advice. And of course, she needs our criticism. We need to be able to be frank and be honest with the minister. But we need to make her know that we are ready to work with her for our own benefit. But the benefit of our country, Nigeria, not for individual benefits, and not for her to claim any sense of achievement or accomplishment. I did this as a minister. We've gone beyond that. Our country is in doldrums, if you have to say that. And creative economies are just not working. We need to make them work.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'll come to you, Dr. Koleutola. Are you still there? Your final thoughts as I wrap up.
Dr. Hi, you know the nature of stamp. This is exactly what we do.
Of course, yes.
We share about each other, and then we...
This is even formal.
You take it personally.
No, I don't.
It's been a long time I've been at the stamping. Those who just learn at that. But look, let's end this way. There's a lot of work to be done. If we accuse the ministry of not being sincere and serious and not capable, if we look around as well, we will see that there are a lot of house cleaning we also need to do. So in writing the memo, there are things that as the ministry shapes us in the culture sector, we also want to shape the culture sector. Yes, there is always one outlier when we talk about the industry in Nigeria. There's always one person doing something fantastic. But I'm talking of a generality. We need the training. In the days when we were campaigning for Coalition of Nigerian Artists, training which we call the cross-cutting issues that cuts across all the industry. Where the kind of training, financial training, even advocacy, the strength of our voice, either collective or at the guild level, still needs to be strategized. And that's exactly what Brother Toya Aronogun was saying. Those who understand the way governments work. I have been searching online to find out the various units that compose the Ministry of Arts and Culture. I couldn't find any, but the National Council for Arts and Culture actually has 7 units, including tech, Sabicom, and so on and so forth. And if you know the nature of the way a ministry works, it means that all the directors would want something from their own unit in this agenda, or else they will be without jobs. So what you have found is a committee trying to design a horse, but ended up with a camel.
Right.
This is what we have. And this is what we need to work with. My suggestion would be, could there be volunteers at the end of this stampede to say, we're going to take a look at the document before we finally submit the memo to the minister to first educate, have a backward glance, educate members of the creative industry about what is in the future. If you put this along the lines of Agenda 2063 by the AU, you'll find out that there are some elements of this, which also layer on the strategic development goals. These are holistic. We can't take them as if they are episodes. We need to take them in a very holistic way. But first, let not just a few, let the generality of the membership of the culture sector have an understanding of what the minister is trying to say. That is our job. We are interpreters of the times. We should interpret this first to our members, and as soon as we do that, we can now begin to put the why, the how to each and every one of this, and then make a position paper on what we can do, our capacity in each of this. That's exactly my own summary. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And those who gave us the opportunity to contribute to this.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. So as we close, I'll come to you, Mr. Digitoye, your final thoughts as we wrap up, and then I'll finish with you.
Yes, my final thought is brief. And I think I align with a whole lot of what Dr. Tola said here today. I mean, the last thing that I said, I think what should come out of this should be that at least a team should be able to come together, actually look at the document, and then probably engage also with other stakeholders. So Dr. I's group that is already, representing all the associations and guilds, and then also recognizing that there are other stakeholders outside of the guilds of practitioners, support group professionals and all of that, to actually put things together. And also like what he said about mapping of policies, because that's how you get your agenda passed more successfully and get a whole lot more people to support it. So when you take what the actor has said and you map it on, as he said, the agenda of the AU, SDG, all of these offices in the presidency and all of that actually have groups and mandates of these map it so that you can get more people to support your agenda. So come up with this, and so that the minister will know that the community is paying attention to what is going on. And these are our reservations. But more importantly, these are our positions and suggestions on how you can better achieve what we are trying to do.
Thank you very much, Digital. Let me come to you finally as we wrap up. Your final thoughts.
When I started, I said, I'm not going to be skeptical in looking at this document. I'm willing to give the minister a chance. One thing has to be said for her. She has not come pretending to know anything. We have hardly seen her in public. What has happened is she's engaging with people. Whether these are the best people, we don't know. But obviously, you can see the things that are being thrown up. Obviously, she's giving up for people to push the agenda. Some may be personal, some others may be general. But I have an attitude. You can eat oil because of yam, or eat yam because of oil. The important thing is that you are eating yam and oil. So whatever it is, if she has an agenda, whatever it is, it has set an agenda for discussion. It has kept us talking, and I think it will move us forward. We are ready to work with her, but she must engage and speak to us directly, not just through intermediaries, because sometimes this is filtered through gatekeepers, and she may never get the true position. That will be my close.
Thank you very much. Please let's appreciate our panelists. Let's give them a robust applause. Thank you. When we were starting, Dr. Victor Hai said, just proceeds from just one concert can pay the salaries of multiple local governments.
Local governments make in a month what an Afrobeat make for a concert.
Precisely what he said. So we're talking about the very critical ministry here. We're talking about the creative industry and how we can move it forward, and not just in terms of revenue, but in terms of development of the talents themselves, and having structure, better structure for what obtains now. I must thank our panelists today, Dr. Kole Adeotola at Gainesville, Florida, cultural artist. His works assiduously to ensure that the Coalition of Nigeria Artists exists. He also convened Kona back then, and he's speaking quite critically today about the 8-point agenda of the minister. Shall we appreciate him? Also on the panel is the Digital of the Lord's Law Firm, playwright, cartoonist, public intellectual, always engaging on culture online as a culture advocate. He wrote the report, you heard him talk about taxation. He wrote a report on taxation and the cultural policy. And it's an important document where that should bear on the minister's 8-point agenda moving forward. Mr. Digitoye also works with the UNESCO team as an expert on cultural policy. Hopefully, you'll be part of the stakeholders that the minister will be engaging with. Also, Dr. Shola Adeyemi, who's been quite a good sport today. He teaches at the University of Anglia in the UK. Is the president of African Theatres Association. Is particular about theatre scholarship across the continent and the employability of practitioners in general. I must thank you for being part of our panel. Thank you very much, Dr. Shola Adeyemi. And finally, I must thank myself.
Thank you.
Finally, we must thank our moderator
for moderating these members of the Ministry of Arts. What did you say, Dr. Adeyemi?
I said we must thank our moderator.
Thank you. So
Finish it now.
Anikeke. Yes,
not Aveni.
No, not Aveni.
That is a British musician.
Okay.
Yes, I sing in my off moments as well. So we've been dissecting the current state of the Nigerian creative economy. We've been offering blueprints on how the sector can tap into local and global resources to maximize gains and opportunities. I hope the Cora organizers of Cora will get this memo to the minister, Anatu Musawa, on behalf of all of us here. Thank you very much. Thank you so very much. Bye-bye now.
Shikbo.
Thank you very much. Big round of applause for the panel. And don't go yet. Don't go yet, please. We're going to take picture, and then the final word will be the chairman. Thank you very much. All the panelists.
Without me now. There's a party going downstairs. I'm not involved. I want to take a picture.
But it's not your business. You are not there. It's not your business. You are not a member of our family now. So thank you very much, everybody who has been part of this. We don't take a picture now. And then the chairman will give the last statement. And then the wrap. The wrap with the festival will be downstairs there. Please, get food on my behalf, but pay. We're going to have downstairs and then we start. Down there, we're going to unveil. Hello, somebody. Take me to be your pastor. Downstairs there. Don't mind them. Why should I put for photo? When we get downstairs there, we're going to have to unveil the theme for next year. We know the date, then the theme, and then we start working towards that. That's why we're different from others. We know our theme 1 year. So I leave the last statement here, and all the volunteers get ready to come here for photograph.
Hello.
Let's settle down, please. Volunteers, sit down. Let's settle down. 1 minute. Let's settle down, volunteers. 1 minute. Let's settle down, please. Let's settle down. Somewhere settle down. Be more settle down. Mr. Joseph, settle down. Everybody. Okay. And your last settle down. Somewhere settle down. Tolu, settle down. Baba Yaro, settle down. Fuke Anikade Treasure, settle down. Victor, the Marvel, the cartoonist, settle down. Okay.
Good evening, distinguished gentlemen. Our 25th edition of Labaf is coming to an end. I have very mixed feeling about, on one hand, I'm kind of happy that we pulled through despite all the shocks. On the other hand, I feel sad because I don't want to let you people go. You are so dear to us. So tomorrow I won't be seeing these faces again. What can we do? Because it's not easy to part, especially when you had such jolly good time together. We had so much fun, a little bit of harassment occasionally from, I won't say who, you know. Honestly, I wish you can go on and on and on, but I know that everybody has different responsibility in different locations and dispensations, you know. So it's hard to part for most of us, especially when you've had such very, very beautiful time with people who have been giving so much of themselves. Even though you did not give me food, you know, yeah. I've been waiting for 7 days now. The food has not arrived. But all sins are forgiven. All sins are forgiven.
Not with me, sir.
No, German, your own cannot be forgiven because you are harassing us throughout. Anytime I want to speak, he will just stand there. And you will see hostility in his eyes. Then you'll be counting the seconds for me. So I develop a fright. The moment I see him like this, I just say, I better behave myself, you know. So, distinguished friends, ladies and gentlemen, we are still going to formally assemble in the food court. Why I wanted to even see your faces, I wanted to have an opportunity to say thank you. And I don't want to say thank you to people who have given so selflessly of themselves, of their resources, of their talents. You cannot say enough of thank you. So this is the first thank you. When we go downstairs, we shall continue with that thank you and thank you and thank you. So, German has given me some instructions which I've forgotten now. Yeah. Because when he stands there, you know, it's a harassment for me. So, Mr. German, can you continue with the instructions you gave me?
Okay. The chairman is forgiven because he has promised me a whole lot of fish. And I don't want to miss that. All the volunteers just come here. Let's take the last picture because this is going down in 5 minutes. Everybody come here. Let's start doing action. Samuel.
Hold on.
The banner is going down in 5 minutes. Go on. Why are you hugging now? Is it your daughter?